Okie dokie. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Sorry, I thought there was something that was going to fall down back there. You know, like it was in one of my previous videos and I said something was going to fall. I thought I heard something over there. So, yeah. I ain't got rats or nothing. I don't have mice or roaches or none of that shit, so don't think that I do. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Anyways, this video is going to have to deal with my whole thoughts on the indie industry. Back when indies first came out, when I was first exposed to indies, to the whole independent gaming scene, I really did support them. I thought that it was really cool that there were these people that was going out of there that wasn't dealing with the bullshit antics of publishers and the bullshit antics of other developers or anything like that. They were doing their own thing. They were putting out their own games. They didn't have to worry about this constant DLC, DLC, DLC. Fuck your DLC right in the ass. DLC this, season pass this. Fuck your season passes right in the ass. Pre-order this, pre-order this, pre-order this. Fuck your pre-orders right in the ass. It's just like a constant thing when it comes to publishers and developers, when it's like pre-order this, DLC this, DLC this. I pay $60 and that's all you're gonna fucking get out of me. Constantly. Season this, season that. Pre-order this, pre-order that. DLC this, DLC. $60, that's it. Fuck every bit of whatever else you're offering that you could have put on there in the first damn place. Sorry, got on a little rant there, but it's fact. I can spend my money better elsewhere. Instead of your little penny pushing bullshit. But anyways, I was always in support. I was always in support of the independent gaming scene. I always have been. And I always told myself that I was always going to go out there and I was going to support indie games. If the game interests me, then I was definitely going to do that. That was always going to be a thing for me all the time. But then it came to a point where I wasn't really seeing independent games that was really grabbing my attention like I thought that they would. It seemed like even on Steam and Sony's network, when Sony really started to grab the indie scene and bring them to the PlayStation 4 when they were going to release the PlayStation 4 and all that, which they were doing that with the PlayStation 3 also, but it seemed like they were going more into the indie scene with the PlayStation 4. And of course Steam, that's a haven of independent titles just as well. And it seemed like everywhere that I looked, I couldn't really see any that I was really getting into. There has been a few here and there that have grabbed my attention that I have played or that I do own. That has happened. But the majority of them kind of seem like they're kind of going the same route for me. It always seems like it's roguelike this, roguelike that, roguelite this, roguelite that, or like some type of walking simulator. Yes, I call them walking simulators because that's what they are. There's no other way to describe them. That's the most basic way of saying it, is a walking simulator. So get used to it. It was just, you know, if you're into that, fine. I'm not. But the thing is, it's like I would always see walking simulators and roguelikes and roguelites and just a lot of you know, 2D pixel, which I love 2D pixel art, so don't get me wrong there, and I like 2D pixel games, but it always seems like it was always going that route, kind of within those realms all the time, and or it was some type of like multiplayer kind of thing, like you'd have maybe like 4 players or something, and they're on one screen, and either it's online or it's local co-op, and you're all going against each other. I know it's an indie thing, but it just didn't interest me. And I mean, if you guys have any examples or anything that you think that I could check out, I'll definitely be willing to do so. But it seems like all the ones that I see, it's always like that. And I gradually got away from the indie scene because there's nothing really there that interests me. When it really started to get big for me, when I really started to know about it, that's when I really started to kind of get into it and started to check these things out. But as time wore on, it's not like I really even care anymore. You know, I mean, I mean, obviously, I'm more along the lines of getting into which all of us are. All of us are gamers, so all of us play AAA titles, you know. But I play AAA titles. I do play indie titles as well. But I mean, I don't mess with the DLC or the pre-orders or the season pass crap or none of that. I just buy the game and that's that. And it really kind of gets to me in a way how I really thought that this was kind of be a thing where it was really gonna bring me to the forefront of gaming and into like a whole new realm, I guess you could say. And it just seemed like it hasn't really been doing that for me too much. I mean, like I mentioned, there's some titles out there that I do own and whatnot, and I'm only hoping better for the future when it comes to the independent gaming scene. I'm hoping that they can actually embrace more genres or create new genres or something along those lines. You know, I mean, it just seems like another thing is the AAA gaming industry is just shoved in our faces a whole lot more so than it seems like the indie industry is. And I mean, obviously, that's kind of where we mainly go to is dealing with AAA titles, you know. But the indie industry is just like, to me, it's just not really there. You know, like the whole AAA title deal is. But I mean, if you guys happen to have any comments or thoughts or anything, definitely leave them below, and we can get a discussion going. I know I do have a few comments on some videos that I put out there. Some I do, some I don't. You know, but if you have any examples or any requests or requests, I'll just say examples. If you can give me some examples of some indie titles that you really think that I should look into, then definitely go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Get low below. Leave them down, and we can have a little discussion on them, and I'll let you know if I played them, if I haven't played them, if I'll check them out, or whatever the case may be. But when I really just start to sit back and think, it just seems like I mean, because you can only have so many genres. You can only have, unless there's somebody out there that's really just thinking something way out there, like totally insane type of genre that I'm either it's going over my head, away from my radar, and I'm not picking them up, or it's just like really small time genres that are out there that I just don't see anywhere. Uh, but but like I said earlier, that's kind of like the main ones that I've been looking at is roguelikes and walking simulators and like the multiplayer things where you're battling one another and things like that. And obviously a lot of them also have stories to tell just as well, which obviously I'm all for stories and games, but the gameplay has to be there too. I mean, obviously walking simulators are all about telling stories, and that's true. But when it boils down to me, the gameplay has to be there too. There has to be substantial, meaty gameplay in there to get me interested in the story. It really does. I can't just be a person who's just going to walk from one place to the next or move along and press this button or move this lever or talk to this character or this or that or the other. And if that's for you, then that's for you. Everybody has their own opinions on things. But when it boils to me, I need more gameplay. I need more of an experience out of it than just experiencing a story in itself with just characters interacting with one another or the player interacting with the environment. And, I mean, sorry, I had a brain fart there. But yeah, I mean, if you guys happen to have any thoughts, then definitely let me know, because I am interested in wanting to get more into the indie scene once again, into the independent gaming scene. I'm interested in wanting to check them out. There's like I mentioned, there's not many out there that really grab me. There really isn't. I mean, even some of the most popular ones that are out there don't grab me. They don't interest me. Um, because the gameplay just doesn't interest me and it's not there. Anyways, but I'll stop rambling and stop repeating myself. Sometimes it kind of seems like when you're saying something and then you may go back and repeat something, it can kind of bring other thoughts to your mind, new thoughts, and then you say those, and then sometimes you can go back and repeat it. So I apologize for that. I'm just trying to make this a really informative video about how I feel about it and how I am. I'm not just trying to sound like a broken record or nothing like that with me repeating certain things. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. If you guys have your thoughts, like I mentioned before, millions of other times in this video, just leave them below, and we can have a little chit chat on it if you so desire, if you so wish, or any examples that you may have uh, that I'll definitely check out in terms of the independent gaming scene. Uh, I always burp when I get on one of these damn videos. I don't know. Anyways, later, taters.